Hi, this is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. And welcome everybody to TV Tuesday Live. This is the show where we taste wine, we talk about wine, and tonight we're going to talk about...
We're talking turkey.
Talking some turkey, baby, because in a week we're going to celebrate my favorite holiday by a mile. I mean, it has all the right elements that I really like. And we got Dave Batt here, in case you don't know Dave by now. What I love about Thanksgiving is damn near everything's closed. I mean, most things are closed, and that, you know, as a kid growing up, that was kind of neat. There was just everything shuts down. You do it in your house. You know, it's an event you have in your home or maybe someone else's home, but you definitely have that home feeling. Your significant other or mom or dad or whatever is cooking, so the house smells like amazing, and it's always the same kind of dish. You're going to have turkey of some sort and maybe some ham and maybe some other stuff or greens if you're a greeny person. So the house smells really good. Now there's 3 football games on. For anybody that loves football, you got 3 games on all day long. And you know, around here we've been pretty lucky.
You're right, you have everything.
Yeah, I mean, around here it's pretty damn nice out. Now I feel bad for you guys. I give you a hard time about your crappy weather that you are living in. It's not even crappy. It's like the end of winter. It's like, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen 52 inches early this afternoon. 52 inches in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah,
dude,
Buffalo.
That's some freaking snow.
They
dude.
do a lot of snow there.
Yeah, but not now. I mean, it's, you know, what is it, the 18th?
Right.
I don't know, man. They're in for a tough one. So I give you a hard time, but we are blessed because most Thanksgivings it's pretty nice out.
Yes.
You know, you get a little rain maybe, but so it's my ultimate holiday, and I thought it was appropriate to talk about the best way to pair up your turkey dinner, and it's really Pinot Noir. So I thought I'd pull out a bunch of Pinots. We've got a bunch here today. But I also pulled out, and we'll start with a rosé of Pinot Noir.
Uh-huh.
Now this is a 2013, one of the first 2013s we received. This is from Deering. It is made from Pinot Noir. And so tell the folks the process on rosé and how we obtain color like this. What's going on?
Well,
I know what's going on. Tell me.
Obviously, the color in grapes would come from the skins. So the idea is if you want something pink and not fully red, you need to pull the skins out a lot sooner. So they call it maceration as the skins interact with the wine as it's fermenting. And if you pull it out sooner, it doesn't have a chance to put all that color into the wine. Yet you get a little bit of it, you get a little hint of it, and the fruit is wonderful, and it's a very light, refreshing kind of wine to enjoy.
Yeah, and just because it's frickin' freezing cold where you live, and it'll probably still be cold by the time you hit Thanksgiving, it's nice to start with a lighter, crisper wine before you dive into the bigger, heavy reds. And if you're I'm a Chardonnay only drinker. If you're in that camp, and even though a Pinot's going to really work a lot better with the turkey, try the rosé of Pinot Noir. And what I'm going to do is now normally whenever I always get the leg. That's because I like I like the dark meat because it's a little more tender. This stuff will fall right off the bone. So I like it because I like the caveman aspect.
Fred
of it, 'cause
Flintstone.
I just gnaw that sucker down, and my kids don't get first dibs. I do. So,
There you go.
well, when I start having Thanksgiving at their house and they're doing all the cooking, I guess maybe they get dibs. But if I always cook the bird, and what I do, I just give you a little hint on cooking. I use a gas barbecue to cook my bird. We brine it. You can look online on the best way to produce a brining, but it's something you do the day before and leave it in the fridge overnight. And we brine the bird, and then my wife stuffs butter underneath the skins. And then the real key is you get the barbecue up. It's so easy. You get it up. That's what I like about it. You get it up to 350, and you stick the bird in the barbecue, and you close the lid, and that's the last time you open it until. And it freaks me out something fierce because you can hear it bubbling with all the juices, and so I'm worried that it's burning, and it's not. And you leave it in there, and your time is reduced dramatically. I think we did ours in, I want to say, 2.5 or 3.5 hours. I mean, it was fast, super fast for a big bird. I've done it with 2 birds in it. And all you do is just keep dialing your gas grill to make sure that you keep it at right around 350, and it's the best. I mean, it just falls off the bone, and it's really terrific.
And so you like the dark meat?
Yeah, I like the dark meat. So I'm going to take a little bite of this, and then I'm going to try it with the rosé, which is made from Pinot Noir. Yeah.
I like it because it's light, doesn't intrude, it's refreshing, great place to start.
Yeah, so my Chardonnay only, I never drink red. I won't no matter what. I don't care if you like me ever. Those people, go this direction. But do it when you have the food out so that you can pair that up and really get a feel for how the turkey, but it works. It works terrific. So if you haven't eaten dinner, and I'm eating in front of you, I'm sorry. But those of you that are in the Midwest or East Coast, hell, if you haven't eaten by now, you're probably not going to eat at all.
Probably not turkey though.
No, not turkey, because you're going to be sick of turkey in a week. Yeah,
Turkey day.
yeah. So, but rosé and a great value. 22 retail, 1870 if you're a Cellar Club member.
That's during Russian River.
Yeah, that's Russian River.
2013, which was the first expression of 2013 in the.
Yeah, this is one of the and 13 was one of those years where even I could have made wine. I make really crappy wine. I mean, I have no, I'm surrounded by it so much and have done a lot with wine. I just don't have a passion for making wine. Isn't that weird? To me, I look at it as a job.
Well,
It's labor intensive.
It takes a long time to get it from here to here.
Oh, God,
And
yeah.
so I'd rather just pick up a bottle that somebody else did that with already and enjoy it.
But now I could make this because this doesn't take that long.
It is faster.
Yeah, I mean, you probably 3 months, 4 on the outside, and you're done. You don't put it in oak. You leave it in the stainless steel. So the maintenance side of it, you're not, you can produce it with little effort. It's pretty simple, man.
Well, good. Then we're gonna have to see how you do on your first batch.
My first batch, yeah, that's just
Next year, right?
Yeah, well,
Only takes a year, right?
it only takes a year. Yeah, you're going to see 2014's, another couple of months, and then maybe they'll bottle age it a little bit. But we were very fortunate. 2012, don't you think? 13. I mean,
Oh yeah.
textbook,
Yep.
right? And
Definitely. And just realizing that this comes out early out of the process, you also realize too that the faster a wine goes through the process out the other side, typically the lighter it is, more easygoing it is. So for instance, Beaujolais Nouveau
right.
arrives each year and is clearly one of the lightest true reds out there. And some people bring it out at Thanksgiving time, and it's about the time for the release anyway. Comes out on the third Thursday of
And
November.
it has really no shelf life, right? I mean,
It is what it is. It's like rosé, So however long you can keep rosé, keep Beaujolais Nouveau.
Oh, okay. You got to get with the program and move on.
Move through it.
Okay. All right. So we wanted to introduce the Pinots to you. Those of you that still need to order wine for Thanksgiving, you can do that. Your cutoff is Thursday this week to ensure that you're going to get it. If not, you're going to pay a little more in shipping to go 3-day shipping. But we can get it to you. And, we're really fortunate here. We've got some damn nice Pinots.
Great collection here.
Oh, yeah. So I grabbed 6 just because I can. So I just did that. And we did taste this last week, but I think it's a great starting point. And I kind of got them in order what I think it would be light to heavy,
okay,
which is the way we always taste. So let me tell you what we're going to pour. James 2009 Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. T.R. Elliott's 2012 Burgonet, which is wonderful. And my wine club members, you're getting that in your wine club shipment coming up next month, so watch for that. And I know another wine in the shipment, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Man, are you going to love this shipment? I'm telling you.
When's it arrive?
That goes out for the First Sips Club, our very first club. You guys ship in December. The other one ships in January.
Oh, okay.
The first week, and we send it out the second. So that's kind of where we're at. But we'll talk a little bit more. I've got some cool wines that are going to be in there. And then Bonneau, his Los Carneros, which is the San Giacomo vineyard. We'll talk about that, 2011. Amorosa Bella Reserve, 2010. I am really excited about the 2010s. They are aging
really
magnificent. When we get there, we'll
showing
talk
well.
a little bit about that. Was a very difficult year, but all the pieces worked out in our favor. So that, at least on the wine side, not the grower. So we'll talk about that. But important to watch those wines. They're showing quite well. Deering 2010 Russian River. That's the Rocchioli vineyard, which is some badass juice, baby. I got to tell you the way it is. That's some badass juice. And then Super Sonoman. And if you haven't had any of the Super Sonoman wines, they're big, dude. They are not for the wimpies. The wimpies, stay home. Don't even go there. Don't even try his wine. Just don't go there. You're gonna wimp out. Even in his rosé, he aged it 18 months in brand new French oak. Who
Rosé.
does that?
Nobody does that.
No one. That's just crazy stuff.
And it worked.
It sure did. It really did. So, I guess you could you, for someone that likes a lighter wine, they're trying to get into the bigger wines, maybe you come in the rosé door of Super Sonoman to kind of get used to the tannins and you know what I mean? It gives you a little structure that you're not.
I don't know if it prepares you for the same experience of some of the bigger wines, but it's certainly a good place to go. Or if you've done enough rosés, here's a rosé that isn't like talking at you like a rosé. So
No.
you
And
could
if you
move-
closed your eyes, you would think it was something completely
Seriously,
different.
yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
So it's one to try at the end of your rosés.
Oh, big time. Yeah. So we're gonna finish with his 2012 again. Great vintage year, Russian River Valley Pinot Noir, and I got a chance to taste that side by side to Costa Brown, and I'll tell you what, he's giving him a run. That's a damn nice wine, and it's in that same style, big, just a monster mouthful. But we start out with 2009 James Family Cellars. This on the label it says Sonoma Coast. I know we've talked about this a lot, but it's kind of, just part of what happens in the wine industry. The label says Sonoma Coast, but now Russian River runs through here, and that property, 12 and beyond, it will say Russian River. So it's a marketing thing now for them more than anything else. Classic Pinot Noir nose. So I'm coating my mouth now, and I'm going to have a little bit of this turkey. I have this fork here, but I just can't do the fork. I'm sorry. All right. Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, let's see how this pairs up. Oh, yeah, we're gonna drink a lot of Pinot on Thanksgiving because that's working like a champ. Wow, right on the money. For those of you that are tuned in that are local and have never been over to Whirly Birds. Well, over on Santa Rosa Avenue, it's a bar. It's a bar restaurant. They also have a location on Highway 12 where they sell the birds for Thanksgiving, and you can buy meats and stuff over there. But I think it's a family-owned operation, right? They've been there for a long time, and it's kind of funny. The last time I was in there was, I think, last year or the year before, and I bought one for the show. And so I haven't been in that bar. I was in that bar years and years and years ago, but it was really funny because I went in there today and there were a bunch of people sitting around the bar, and I go, wow, that took me back like 30 years.
Yeah.
Because it's been there at least that long.
It's an old bar.
Yeah, it's an
They
old.
haven't changed anything.
Yeah, so if you're local and you really want the real deal turkey, that head out over there, man. They do a nice
And
job.
pretty much anything you order on the menu, they find a way to put turkey into it.
Oh yeah, it's on everything, man. I don't think there's any chicken anywhere in that. Yeah, chickens don't last. They're all about turkey. So 2009, James Family Cellars. Not a lot of that left. We're just about done. We're going to go into the 10 after Black Friday. I have some announcements to make about Black Friday. We're going to have some absolutely killer wine specials that are going to blow your mind. And you're going to be able to buy some wine at some real deals.
Nice.
Prices that we don't normally see. And so we'll have a bunch of them. The other thing is December 11th is our Wine from 9, right? Is that Wine from 9? Dave came up with that name. That's a cool thing. You know we have 9 vintners here. And that's our gala event that we have during the holidays. It's December 11th from 6:30 till 9:30, or we'll probably go give or take or so. We will have darn near all of the winemakers. Heidi Barrett will be here. John Banbury's going to be here. Ted Elliott's going to be here. We're going to have Deering Winery. Todd and Blair are going to be here. Chris Toddy from Super Sonoman is going to be here. We're going to have Jeff from James Family Cellars. So we're going to be pouring all 9 vintners. That's complimentary to you wine club members, or if you're hospitality, you work in a hotel or local restaurant, or you work at a winery. That's complimentary for you. And those of you that are not members or not in the hospitality business, $35. And like, really? You're going to taste some amazing wines, get to meet the winemaker. We'll have some tasty, or you have it down as jazzy bites. We'll have some jazzy bites.
And some tasty music.
And tasty music.
There we go.
And it's going to be a fun night. That's going to be really cool. And we're the only tasting room in all of California that's ever put all of their vintners in the room at the same time. You can look it up anywhere you want. Google that from now to the end of the earth. We're the only one that's ever really accomplished that. It's like herding cats.
And this is just one time a year, right?
One time a year. I can't get them together like that. It's too hard. It's crazy.
There's a lot of weddings that happen right before this event because people marry into the trade. They marry people who are club members, that kind of thing, to get in free, right?
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read about that in the paper.
Yeah. And what we had the other night? We're kind of famous for first dates. We've got lots of them. Proposals, marriage proposals, right? Weddings. We've done a wedding. We had a baby. We did. We had a gal come in,
right.
and with her husband and her father, and she went to the restroom and came out and said, "My water just broke," and they grabbed a bunch of wine and out the door they went. The next day they came in with the baby and presented it right here, man. So we've gone full circle. And I had a couple in Sunday that just got engaged and they were celebrating that here. So we're kind of good at that.
That's
You know,
good. That's
we
good.
do that. So yeah, if you want to get into the event complimentary, then just join the wine club or marry someone that's in the club.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's kind of where you're going.
There's
I
got a
took you.
sign on the window that says "We deliver." Now we know what that means, right?
That's right. We give you everything you need, all the good stuff. All right, so James Family Cellars, 36 retail, 3060. There's a wine special on that. I don't have any more than about 2 cases and it's gone forever. On 3 or more, 30% off. So that runs right now through Black Friday, and then whatever's left goes in the library and the price goes up. And but there's like 2 cases. I mean, there's nothing left. But it's showing really well. We'll be in the 10. And he got some really good press on the 10 as well. Again, I'm a big 10. We'll talk about that when we get to the Amorosa Bella, because it's going to really be a showstopper when you get there on that wine. Now, something that's in your wine club shipment, is it right, Andrew? We're going to do the Burgonet, right? Yeah. We're going to do the Burgonet. Ted Elliott makes 3 Pinot Noirs. He makes the 3 plumes. He makes the Burgonet, which is the helmet. 3 plumes are the little plumes on top of the... And then the Questy, which is just a French word, I guess, for a quest to get to the best wine. That's kind of how he explains it. That wine is a blend typically from the 2 vineyards. These are normally 2 single vineyards. This is a perfect example of a couple of things. Number one, how unique the wine club is, because you're getting access to a winery that chose among many barrels. He chose 8 to make this wine. The rest of that went bulk and it's gone. So there's a big art in how you figure that out. You don't just wake up one day and go, oh, there's 8 right there, we'll take those 8. No. You had a process to get there, but it's only 8 barrels. I mean, that's not a lot of wine.
Well, what's important is he got rid of other ones that were not obviously up to standards.
Right.
Which means he can maintain this rather than mixing everything together and selling more, but it isn't the same quality.
Yeah,
So
and that's really unique. You got a question there, sis?
How do you match Pinot Noir with salmon, prime rib, and turkey with California regions?
Oh, interesting question. That's a very strange question, isn't it? Is that going to be part of your meal plan?
is that Brian?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
I guess we're pairing things up for his restaurant, perhaps.
What do you want?
Can you move the bottle so I can get a snapshot of it?
What do you want, a shot? Oh, I'm sorry. Salmon, turkey. What was the other? There was a third.
Salmon, turkey, prime rib. With
Well,
California region Pinot.
Well, you're starting to dive pretty deep. The turkey's a little bit lighter, in my opinion. Salmon's not a problem. I think that's probably a wash in the same vein of this. As soon as you go the prime rib, you better have something with a little bone to it, a little backbone. And I think we're going to get there. So I'm going to defer that. The first 2, I'd use the lighter Pinots without a doubt. But when you start getting into the Amorosa Bella, the Deering, and you're gonna be going, oh, we want that ribeye.
Yeah, I think it's important to realize that while Pinot Noir will pair up with many things because it's kind of in between being light and heavy, there are always characteristics from the different winemakers that might stand forward. There was kind of a raspberry pairing that was going on with the James family Cellars that might not happen later on something else. You're looking too for a wine that has some acid to it to pair as well, to cut through some of the sauces and things that you're going to be having. So if you have a cooler weather, younger Pinot Noir, you're going to have a little more acid in that. As you get into the more extracted, bigger Pinot Noirs, we're going to, especially in the California area, we're going to depend on the the flavors that come from the deep red juice and juiciness and so forth. And so that's going to pair in an entirely different way. It'll still work, but it comes from a different direction. So what's cool about looking at Pinot Noir by itself, it has all sorts of ways it can pair up with food. And we're just now tasting the turkey only, but this is not the only thing on the table come Turkey Day.
That's correct.
So as you ply around on the table and bring things back to your plate, you may find that if you had more than one of these bottles on the table, that you'd find some interesting combinations based on some of the things that you've offered up on the table in the first place. It's not really a science. There's some science to it, but it's not really a science. It's kind of more art.
Yeah.
It's more of what your palate, what you would like, what your preferences are. So I think what Brian was asking was, how do you pair up a regional style to a particular dish? And I guess my answer is, I think, especially with Thanksgiving, with all those things on the table, I think it's a little bit more easygoing than that. You don't have to be as scientific to say, well, wait a minute, this is coming. It's a Pinot Noir from Washington versus a Russian River. Let me figure out exactly what dish that is, and I have 3 choices on that list there, but it depends how you prepare those too. So,
Well, and the other thing that comes to mind for me is if you're seriously going to have a Thanksgiving dinner like that, where you've got some salmon, you've got turkey, and then you do have some ribeye, I would suggest that you open a couple of Pinots up, a little bigger one and a little lighter one, and have 2 glasses and have it there available. And then when you get to that part of the dish, then you're gonna taste it along with the proper wine. So maybe a couple extra glasses. And Brian, we sell them here, and you can buy them here, and then you'll have them on your table in case you're out. But you might have some from some old event or something. But anyway, yeah, have a couple of glasses and have a couple different Pinots.
and if I were in a place run by somebody like Scott, I wouldn't come in and say, I want my 1 Pinot, let me get 3 bottles of that. I'd rather see 3 different
Yeah.
bottles.
Yeah.
Put them out and have a fun time at Thanksgiving like we do
Yeah.
sitting around here today.
Yeah, and people will have a little different perspective on what's really pairing as well. I mean, that's just kind of typical of most people. They have a certain direction, but we're trying to take these light to heavy and kind of get in. And they're gonna start diving right now. This is gonna start to change, and we may find out that I had it out of order, but I think I'm kind of
Feels
close.
pretty good looking at this here. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Well, that's only because you took the first letter of each name, and it says BADS here. BADS.
S, badass. Is that why you used that term earlier?
Yeah, badass. So it's just the way it worked out in it. Anyway, so we're just strange, but it's okay.
It's the way my brain works.
Yeah. And I gave us a second glass only because some of these we almost want to do a little side by side because they're both Russian River, the next 2 after this one. Now this is from a different area completely from any of the ones we have in the room. This is from, it's called San Giacomo Vineyard. It's 2011, and that's in the Sonoma coast, Los Carneros border. Half of the vineyard sits in Sonoma coast, half in Los Carneros. But significantly further down south, it's probably, well, I don't know. That's got to be 15 miles out of here. From here, you know, it's down there a bit. San Giacomo is known for their Pinot Noir grapes. To my knowledge, they've never made wine, but boy, they sell it, and people sure like it.
Very nice nose on that.
Nice nose, right? All right, let me have a little. I'll take a little turkey, and I'll be a good boy and use my fork instead of being a caveman. But I took too big of a piece. Oh, sure, take my wine, it's fine. All right, let's see how that hung in there with the Pinot. Yeah, you're not going to complain. You're not going to complain to that at all. Boy, that's nice. That's got a beautiful finish.
It's true.
2011, retailing as 42, 35, 70. Again, these are excellent price points for these handcrafted wines. I mean, they really are. And John has this amazing equipment that he bought to destem, and then it has a sorting table that's attached to it. But the destemmer is so good that you hardly have to pull anything out. It's crazy. I mean, it really cleans it up. It's just beautiful.
It senses what's happening and what something is and how good it is and sorts it out accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
He actually showed me that equipment the other
Pretty
day.
cool.
It's just really high tech.
It's super high tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works really well. Wow, beautiful nose on that. Yeah, I'd have a couple glasses out because you want to have some variation. I think that's kind of cool because you're going to see it now. We're going to get, these are going to be a lot bigger mouthfeel.
Yeah, up until this one, we were kind of pairing on the acid side of things. This seems like it's pairing on both levels right now, but as we continue, I have a feeling we're going to switch that over
think
to
we
the
are.
other side.
You guys, just look at that. What is that, caveman or what? Come on, man. Nobody lives better than me.
We all wish we were you.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay. Well, the payroll's due today. You can go ahead and write a check. That'd be nice.
Oh, wait. Do you pay yourself?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I thought maybe it'd be a wash.
No.
Yeah. Very nice.
That's a really nice turkey leg. Oh, that's so nice.
Somebody in the audience wants to-
Wow. Oh, man. Baby. Beautiful. 2011. Now, again, that was a little tough year, too. Like 10, it was a little cold summer. You know, you had kind of the wrong elements.
Ripeness was a...
But, you know, somebody like a family like San Giacomo had been producing for several generations. They know how to treat that vineyard, and they know darn well what that vintner's going to want. They're not going to want, you know,
Well, they
too
made
much
their
hanging.
whole reason for being to know every inch of that vineyard, every root in that vineyard. If there's a tree somewhere, is there a shadow over some vines? They'll go ahead and know specifically what to do in various kinds of weather circumstances, because they'll keep a diary of every single vintage and what they did and how they responded to things that happened.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So it's valuable in that regard. It helps them turn out better wine, or turn out better grapes on the way to wine. And it gives a sense of confidence all the way down to the consumer hearing San Giacomo, knowing that that's been treated as well in the vineyard as it is in the winery.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, they really do a wonderful job. And there's not a ton of it. I mean, you know, a lot of people want that fruit, so you're pretty lucky if they let you have a contract. You know, you're pretty fortunate.
Yeah, they drive the contracts, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you pay a little more, gang. That's just, you know, but, you know, it doesn't reflect in the price, because I can show you a lot of San Giacomo fruit, Pinots that have been produced, and their price points eclipse that dramatically.
yeah.
Yeah, they're in that 55, 60 range.
And this is just
42.
42.
Yeah, that's a bargain. And we know that John took very good care of that. He's aged it in nice French oak. I mean, he's not messing around, but he's real gentle with the fruit, but it shows in the final product. So, hats off to John Bamberry, and let me tell you, for my wine club members, both Cellar Club that will ship in January and the first sips that'll ship next month, we're getting a wine in that we haven't had from Bonneau since we opened the tasting room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we opened the tasting room, because of the space the way we have, I don't have a lot of room. So I only order 3 cases of each wine, and then we put a case typically on the wall, and one in the back here, and then one in the back. That's kind of our philosophy as we opened up. And so when I brought Bonneau in, I ordered 3 cases of everything he had. And so as we started to work with our menus, he had a Malbec that I didn't get to at all. in the first probably, I want to say 6 or 8 months. We actually just didn't even open the bottle to, we had tasted it when we were looking to bring them in, but we hadn't poured it as a tasting offering for the guests. And so then some time went by and I went, oh man, we gotta grab this Malbec and put it in the mix. I put it in the menu and people flipped, could not believe it.
Flew off the.
Oh my God. So then I called John and said, yeah, can we better take 4 cases because I'm gonna bust through this really quick. And he went, what? What Malbec? And I go, oh come on, don't make fun of me. What the hell are you talking? I'm serious. I have people that really want it. They goes, it's gone. And I just went, wow. So that was my awakening. That was my point where I went, okay, Scott, now you got to pay attention to what's going on here. These guys are making super small production stuff, and they blow it out, it's over. And there's no secondary market.
Consumers too, listening to you.
Yeah.
If you don't get it now when it's limited,
it's over.
It may not be there
It's
later.
gone. I mean, that's,
Or it'll be upstairs.
Yeah, well,
A little pricier.
a little pricier if there's any left. And so that was really a shame because that was one hell of a Malbec. And I really liked Malbec and the customers liked it. So ever since then, I constantly tell John, gee, you got to make some Malbec, dude. It sells. We can get a good price point for it. It deserves it. It's a good market. And nothing. And he produced one from Sonoma Valley.
Nice.
Two vineyards that he pulled fruit from, and that is 2000. Andrew, is that 12? That Malbec?
I don't remember.
I believe it's 2012.
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
It's 2012 Malbec, and that is in your wine club shipment, baby.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and I am quite confident we're going to taste that next week. But I have no doubt. I've had some preliminary stuff, and it was killer. Cool. So one of the bottles in your shipment is that, and then a second wine that's in there is the Burgonet from earlier, TR Elliott 2012.
Nice.
So 2012s. And then I'll tell you a little bit later. I'll tell you so you got to stay with us to know the other two. But they're. I'm just telling you, I nailed it, dude. This is a great. This
You
is
like
gonna be,
this one?
This is a good one. Yeah.
So did I hear that correct? You have a Malbec in there from Bonneau?
Ooh, baby, baby.
No,
Oh, baby,
Mary
baby.
College.
No, we switched it to Malbec.
Oh, we have a Malbec?
Yep.
Nice, huh?
Oh yeah, because he said, "Which one do you want?" And I go, "Oh, I want the Malbec." Yeah, and I need a lot of it because I don't want to run out
It
of
starts
it.
with M, Meritage,
Yeah,
Malbec.
yeah.
I'll go to Malbec.
No, Malbec's cool. I'm digging it. So yeah, gonna love it. Malbec, rock and roll. And I have 2 other ones, and one's a big favorite in the room, so you're gonna absolutely love that. Okay, all right, time to move to 2010. Now, so I'll bring a fresh glass here for you. This is 2010. This is Amorosa Bella. This is their Russian River Reserve. Reserve meaning they took among the barrels, kind of like what Ted does, where he only makes 8 barrels. Very, very similar. They do all these trials to figure out which barrels are above and beyond the other ones. And so that's what they picked for that wine. They made about, I want to say 110 cases, so what are you talking about, 4 barrels, maybe 5? I mean, that's not a lot, dude. That's like tiny stuff. This is showing really
The
nice.
nose is great. Yeah.
Yeah, the nose is big. It's beautiful. Okay, I got to turkeyize it. Hold on a minute. Stay with me now. I'm going to turkeyize this. Yeah, come on in. You bought me something. How nice. Look at these folks that just came in. They brought me a present. I love that. I don't even know who that is. That's really great. Christmas is next month. But that's okay. Whose birthday? Oh, no, I already had my birthday. All right, so I'm gonna taste a little more turkey. I'm gonna get to a nice spot here. Mmm. 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 Mmm.
Very primal.
Me or the wine?
You enjoying the turkey?
I love turkey, man. It's my favorite holiday on the planet. All right. The meat's sticking in my teeth, and it's like I really need toothpicks. I didn't plan to fail. I failed to plan. All right, so 2010. Oh, the nose on that is beautiful.
Beautiful nose.
Oh, big mouthfeel. So that's got a bigger mouthfeel. You're getting back over the Russian River, so you're kind of more on the earthy side, and this has got that earthiness.
Earthy. It has some brightness to it too, so it's up there. Coming across as it got that grapey kind of quality. It washes through the mouth really well. Very generous on the palate.
So this is the 2010, and this is what I wanted to tell you guys that are watching, and you guys here. 2010 was a really difficult year. Completely opposite of 12 and 13 and 14, without a doubt. Number one, when you have bud break, that's when the bud break is starting. Be right back. Wow, taking some backwards. When you have starting bud break, the last thing in the world you want at that point is rain, because that'll cause shatter, and that'll knock some berries off, and you can create some deformed berries too that you're ultimately going to get rid of. So you can lose some of your crop. So we had that, right? And then we had a cold summer, right? It was cold. I mean, there was.
So cold leads to things not ripening the way you want them to on the schedule you want. Sometimes in the end, if it warms up at the end, it's dry and everything goes perfect, it actually creates more mature grapes, and you have more complex grapes. That didn't happen either.
Ooh, boy. No, so you
Things
had
went
this.
wrong at the back end.
I mean, a cool summer meaning it would be 75, maybe 80 during the day, but 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the fog is coming in, baby, and it's dropping the temperatures here in the 50s, like that.
And what happens
and windy,
is,
ooh, terrible.
And what happens is, because it isn't ripening on that schedule, it's going to extend the amount of time you need on the vine to get the mature grapes. So now you're getting into that racy area at the other end of the schedule where there'll be more rain, there'll be other things that can happen
Right.
To the crop as it's trying to get its last few days of ripening.
Yeah.
So it becomes tough to decide, when do we pull those grapes now? They're kind of not ripe.
And that's a disaster, because to me, I'm not into green fruit.
Not unless you've got sparkling wine coming out the other side, then maybe okay, because you want the acid.
Yeah.
So it goes a little longer, and you wait and you cross your fingers that nothing will go wrong, like rain or whatever. What happened?
Well,
Oh,
so I know. So here you have this cold summer, so everybody's like tweaking, going, how the hell are we going to get this fruit ripe? Everybody wants to get it ripe. You can't have, you got to get the bricks somewhere in the normal zone somewhere. So the only thing you can really do is pull leaves. You pull leaves.
lets the sun get back in there.
Yeah, the sun now is.
We'll get what last little bit of sun there is, because
Yeah.
obviously there's not going to be much.
And they did it. They
much
did it
heat.
in. I want to say they did it in like late September, early, October. Which, you should be really getting ready for harvest, and you're now just trying to get ripe fruit when you're nowhere near it.
So you pull these openings so
Oh,
sun
yeah.
can get in.
Oh yeah, big
And
time.
also there won't be as much chance of mold because the air will wash through it.
Yeah, because rain was another threat that we may have had. So they did that, and the heat spiked to 103 degrees and fried a bunch of fruit. I mean, it just toasted a bunch of fruit, just turned it into raisin bran. It was like, well, if you're making raisins, you're real happy. So let me pause on the story, because I'm going to finish the story. You got a question, because you had your hand up there, sis.
Yeah, it's kind of off topic, but the question is.
Well,
how
tell him,
much-
what was it from, Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How much Malbec is produced in Sonoma County versus Argentina?
how much Malbec is produced in Sonoma County versus Argentina? I'm going to table that, and we'll come right back to that. That's an interesting off the subject question.
That's a fun question.
It is a fun question. All right, so we're at the end of the season. We're pulling leaves.
It was like a commercial break right before.
Yeah, it
the
was.
big
Yeah,
sale,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, and we're back.
And we're
Okay. All right.
Finish the story.
Where's the band? The band has to play. Oh, okay, thanks. We got the greatest band, The Roots. Yeah. So we've removed all the leaves. We completely fried the fruit. A bunch of raisins. So you can't leave the raisins on the vine. You got to cut those out. And the argument that you always get with the grower's dealing with tonnage. The winemaker's going, I don't care. I want less tonnage because I want a better crop and I want less fruit, better quality. So they're always fighting that. Well, they didn't have a choice. You got to pull the raisins. It has nothing to do with tonnage. You're not going to pick that anyway. So you cut it out, and all of a sudden, all that energy went into what was left.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is true.
And there you go, baby. So if you could wait, and you had a little control out there, the good Lord went and blessed it when it needed to be blessed, and it worked in the favor of the vintners, not so much in the growers, but that really shows. And every 10 that we've opened from any kind of varietal, they've all been magnificent. I'm so happy with the 10, which was, again, that was a tough one.
Yep.
So, the long story is, sometimes it just works out in your favor at the end.
Yeah, so we lowered it. Yeah, $2.
Nice.
And a great price point, 38 retail, 32.30. And again, Black Friday, here's what I'm going to do. For you folks that are out of town, what we're going to do is I'm going to send an email blast out late on Thursday. I'm going to create it on Wednesday. I'm going to send it out on Thanksgiving late. You're going to get it early in the morning, and you're going to have a very short window, but you're going to have some real deals. I'm just telling you, if you don't buy big then, don't complain, because I'm going to blow through wine like crazy. And we've never done a big deal on Black Friday, but we're going to do it this year, and we're going to blow some stuff out
Nice.
and really give you some super fun stuff. So get ready, and that's going to be very cool. Yeah, so that's just a little hint. All right, now.
2010, number 2.
Oh, baby. Now, you got 2010 again. Now, this is a different vineyard. This is from the Rocchioli vineyard. And if, you know, how long have they been producing? My God, what's...
A long time. Again, a great provenance. Rocchioli commands a lot of high-priced. They
Oh, I
put a
got
lot
to
of
have
money
some
for
more
the
turkey
grapes.
for this one. Oh, baby. All right, here we go. Ooh, nice big meaty piece. Ah. Let's take a look. Let's see what this is all about.
Well structured, well balanced. It's got some white spice on the nose.
Wow. $50 retail, $42.50 if you're a Cellar Club member. That's absolutely beautiful. Cannot beat that. Come on in, taste some wine, have some turkey.
All right.
First time here for you?
Wow, that's elegant.
This is a great go with the cranberry wine. I tell you, this is.
Oh yeah, right,
This
right.
will be all over that.
Oh yeah, big time. Wow. Oh yeah. This will not screw up your dinner. Not at all.
Pinot Noir or something like that.
Ooh. Very, very, very. Just a, oh man. Is that right? Almost like a Zin. Well,
A lot of that character on the nose would be something you would, in a blind tasting, say, is this a Zin or not? So that's definitely a cue for Zin coming on the nose, and that carries through obviously in the palate because you can pick up that nose.
magnificent. Wow. That's really pretty. That's really, really pretty. Yeah.
Very nice.
Not bad, huh? Yeah, he did a good job on that. Wow. 2010, I mean, you know, I know the 12s and 13s and 14s are going to be really good, but
There were a lot of mistakes made in 2010, so a lot of the wines you'll find, not a lot, but many that will be out there or held back will be because of problems. But in the end, if you grab a bottle of 2010, you're less likely to find something as well crafted and balanced as these, because these come from vineyards where they really pay attention to what's happening historically.
oh yeah.
And the winemakers are there to really sort out how to make this the best it can be.
That's right.
Quality, not necessarily quantity, because that's what happens with smaller production, is you're looking not for quantity, you're looking for quality, which is interesting about in all agriculture. This is the only kind of agriculture where the accountant freaks out, but you drop clusters of things on the ground in
Yeah.
order to make sure the vines are healthy for purposes of turning out great complex wine. And so it's a kind of a backside of the agricultural business that in the end pays out.
Yeah, see, Dan, you guys don't do that in Iowa. You don't do that in your corn, man. You just leave that there.
Well, they also grow some grapes in Iowa too. You know?
Oh, they do. Yeah.
And they have some great tax incentives right now in Iowa on growing grapes.
Is that right?
So check
Really?
out with your government office.
Now, how would you know that? You just,
I tell you.
you're
I have
just a
some
machine.
friends. I have some friends that grow grapes in Iowa.
Oh, okay. And they got a nice tax incentive.
They did.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that. So 2010, again, Russian River fruit, great source, Rocchioli. All right, let's get to the big mama here.
I'm gonna keep that and use the other glass.
Yeah. 2012, so, you know, hoo-yah.
2 years later.
2 years later, Scott could make wine in 2012. A monkey could make wine. I'm just telling you, you're going to have a hard time screwing it up because the fruit was so damn nice. The weather was perfect. I didn't even have to be a winemaker. I could just go, just check the bricks at the end and you're ready to go. I mean, I don't think you did anything all year. I mean, it was beautiful out. I mean, it was perfect before
But would your wine smell like this?
no. Oh, well,
Wow.
all right. So we're talking about brand new French oak for probably 18 or 20 months. Brand new. This is a mouthful. So now, Brian, in your dinner plan, you would have put this in the glass and let it sit, waiting for when you moved your. See, when I
Waiting for
eat.
Christmas.
Well, yeah.
Because there's peppermint in this.
Yeah.
Nose. This nose has peppermint in it. Great Christmas wine.
See, when I eat my turkey dinner, I rotate. So I eat some stuff and then I go like that, and then I go. So do that and put your prime rib at the end of the turn. And so then you line up your glasses, right? And you're tasting in order, and then you go like that, and now you taste the next wine. You go like that, and now you're at the prime rib, and now you can go ahead and taste that. See, that's what I would do.
Cool. We can
Yeah.
just turn the table on it.
Well, we could do that. I don't have prime rib. I have turkey. So. Big mouthfeel in a blind tasting. You might not go in the Pinot world. I mean, you could fall off of that. That is a gigantua
Yeah,
wine.
it doesn't have a lot of the notes that you would expect from a Pinot.
No.
It's trying to become something bigger. It continues to have the smoothness, the gobs of fruit that are there.
Oh, tons. Talk about aging too. You could sit on this forever and a day. I mean, my gosh. Wow. All right, let me take a big bite of it.
Or that.
Yeah, I want a nice piece of.
Glasses are moving.
Are they? Oh. Mmm. Okay, I'm a caveman. It's fine. Somebody has to be a caveman. Might as well be me. Mmm. All right, let's see how that held up.
Carries right through the finish.
Oh, right through, baby. Wow. This would impress your friends. When you have some guests over that you really like, and maybe they're wine geeks, you're going to throw that one out there because that's going to freak them out.
Yeah, it's not characteristic of Pinot, but it's playing like a Pinot when it pairs up with the food. I think that would go really well with some of the smoked quality of as you get closer to the skins and so forth. I think that would pair based on that.
Yeah.
The nose is way over here.
Yeah.
The profile's over here, so that gives you a chance to pair across the entire range of what your experience is.
Oh,
It
yeah.
starts with the nose all the way to the finish, and this carries right through to the finish.
Oh, man. And a nice just keeps going, too. Just big old, I need to have a little more. Got a question? Go ahead there, sis. Far away.
White meat versus dark meat, does it matter with the wine selection?
I didn't pick any of the white meat only because I was just trying to make it simple for me, and I prefer the dark meat. No, I think the flavor profile either way is fine. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I think when we start segmenting our experience from everything else on the table aside, just the meat, not realizing that there are so many ambiance things going on in the air, and whether you have white meat here and dark meat here, you're still going to get a lot of that same experience overall across the plate. It's not going to make a lot of difference. The white meat might allow you to play a little bit in areas that are outside of the varietals, like Pinot Noir. A couple different varietals based on what you have on your plate or on the table. Some of the GSMs, the Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedres, work really well with that deeper pepper, and they have that deeper fruit structure. You're looking for acid, so you can do some higher acid wines like a Riesling or a Chardonnay Riesling, maybe. You can actually do a full structured French, like a Marceau from France, which is Chardonnay. You can do some Chardonnays that also cut into the meal quite well. It's just that by doing Pinot, you're pretty much giving yourself a wider array of things that it's good to go with. But you can play with some other varietals. If you have a favorite varietal, pop open that as well. I think you're going to find that there are some things that will work out really well.
Well, there's something cool about having a couple of different varietals on your table, and you can kind of play around with that depending on where you are in the meal and what your real palate is all about. So, yeah, don't be afraid to do that. Don't be stuck with one wine. Get a few glasses out there and have 2 or 3. There's nothing wrong with that. That works. That's kind of fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, very, very fun. Wow. This is a big monster. Man. This nose, you can't even, it's crazy. Wow. But that's nice. It's getting really, really good as it sits. As it sits in your glass, it's going to change a little bit. So if you do have a bigger Pinot Noir like this, throw it in there and let it sit for a little bit. Let that thing open up. Let it breathe in the glass. That's something Heidi Barrett and I talked about, because people always ask her, do you decant your wines? And she goes, no, I decant it in my glass. And I want it naturally to happen in the glass. I don't want to artificially try to make the thing go to another level. It'll happen in here. Give it some time and it'll happen in the glass.
In a sense, what you're doing when you decant, I mean, we all know what we do. We put air, we aerate it and so forth. But what you're dialing up really is like the clock. The clock starts going faster. It's as if that bottle had aged a little more, or you had left it out in your glass a little longer. And so what you've done is you've missed some of the initial releases of something that was put away. This is now 2014. So 4 years ago, this was put into a bottle and left there, barrels and bottles, and left there until now, and we're just popping it open. Isn't it fun to find out what you first experienced with it in the first few moments before you move through the experience of it aging in the glass for you and expressing itself differently.
Yeah, because it's going to change.
So I think that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is happening here.
Oh, absolutely. Now, real quick, coming up this week, you've got 3 slides, and they're in order. I believe the first is John Pita on Thursday, and John starts at 7:30, goes till 10:30. And then next up is Ricky Allen Ray on Friday, 7:30 to 10:30. And then Falcon Christopher. If you guys want to see Falcon, you're gonna I only get him one day a month. But that's a great show. I mean, an absolutely great show. And so, come on down. We've got late night food. We have, of course, wine by the glass, by the bottle. And yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Nice.
And it's a lot of fun. And you can't beat that anywhere. I've got some of the best musicians around, and they're pretty good. Where's my present? You left with my present. Okay, all right. Oh, well, what's up with that? That's the best present of all. Yeah, now you're talking.
Nice.
There you go. There you go.
T.R. Elliott.
Yeah, money being made. I like that. Why didn't I have the present? What was up with that? Was that his birthday or something, or what?
No, it's their dad's birthday.
Oh, I get it. Oh, and she's getting him a bottle of wine too. Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
T.R. Elliott.
Gotta love it. So come down this weekend. Lots going on. We have. Let me tell you what the other 2 wines are in the wine club shipment. How about 2011 Pirate? How about the Pirate? Got it. Pirate is in the shipment coming up. And then Deering.
Is it like a bottle this big? Or?
Yeah, it's only this big. It's a shot glass. It's really kind of fun. It's Pirate shot glass. Yeah, so the Pirate 2011 in your shipment. And Deering, what year is that? What year is that? Is that Zin? That's 10, right?
Yeah, I see 10.
2010 Zinfandel, Sonoma Valley fruit, rocking the
I would imagine, yeah.
house. Oh, it's so darn good. And well, let's see, when are we going to do that? Oh, this week, Andrew and I and my other son, Kevin, and Janelle, and Andrew's girlfriend, and my wife and I are going to taste the Deering 08 and 9 of that Zin, because apparently they have a little bit of library wines that we haven't seen yet. So we're going to taste that for you, and then...
How nice of you.
And it'll be really nice. And next week I'll tell you what I really think of it, and that might maybe there's a deal. I don't know. Whatever. But we have access to it, and if it's rocking and rolling, I love the vertical 8, 9, 10. I mean, that's like killer
Cool.
stuff. Because 9 wasn't bad either. That was a good vintage.
That was good.
Yeah. So yeah, gotta love that. Let's see. I want to make sure I got all the things in that I wanted to tell everybody about. I wanted to tell them about the gala event, which is December 11th. That's coming up. And then I want to make sure that you guys know about Black Friday. Be careful. We're going to send out an email. This is the email you open up. And because there'll be some deals. And when the deals are gone, they're gone. It's like buying a TV for $18. It's like, whatever, man. Once you miss it, you miss it.
The next 2 hours.
Yeah, you're done. And we're going to cut it off, and that's going to be the end of it. So, so come see us this weekend. Definitely come on the 11th. It's the event of the year, without a doubt. We're going to have a great time. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I want to thank all of you guys for drinking our wine and buying wine, which is what we do here. And Dave, thank you very much for helping me.
I haven't sat in on a TV Turkey Tuesday.
I'm just
What'd
telling
call
you,
it again?
a TV Turkey Tuesday.
There you go.
If you need a turkey, Whirlybirds right on Santa Rosa Avenue, right here in town. If you need some Pinot, just go online, order your Pinot. Put a little note in the note screen. It's one of the things you can do when you get on there, and just say, I need that for Thanksgiving, so I know, and I'll make sure that it gets there, and you'll have it delivered before Thanksgiving, and life will be good once again. And so this is where you discover wine, one sip at a time here at Cellars of Sonoma. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.
And you're a leg up on everybody now.
There you are.